Hey guys, this is Tom Hanks and welcome to another stream. Wrong, wrong, wrong starting soon screen, by the way. Anyway, so today we will do the second race in the 1984 season of the Classic Rally competition, and this will be on Dirt Stage 2 on Jungle Rock Island. Disclaimer, I haven't actually practiced this track very much recently. I have driven on it quite a few times, but not recently. So this might take a while. So I'm switching over to BeamNG right now. And we will select time trials. And first of all, at stage 2, I'm gonna do a few more practice runs again. Hey Lowlife Max Camber, how's it going? Yeah, I'm doing well too, thank you. And while the map is spawning in and I'm doing a practice run, we can maybe talk about a few other things. Hey Gerbilderp, how are you doing? So I may have mentioned in the past that I tend to work out after my shift, which ends at 6:30 p.m. GMT, and starting on June 1st, our gyms opened up again, and so I was able to go to the gym again this week, thankfully. Why did I shift into second? Yeah. Hey Logoris, how's it going? Either way, I need to preface this by saying that I really only started going to the gym like mid to late January this year, and then obviously the pandemic happened, and during those 3 months or so I was only able to do home workouts, which are nowhere near as effective. But even so, yesterday I reached a bit of a personal milestone when it comes to the gym. It's not really impressive, but I did my first 100 kilogram deadlift yesterday. I actually did 3 reps with it. And the reason I say this is not impressive, because if you look at like powerlifting or weightlifting competitions, the weight they start with is usually 250 or whatever, so 100 is not that much. But still, it's a first step. How are you gonna deadlift 250 kilograms one day if you don't start at 100? So yeah, that happened yesterday. Oh no, that was late on the brakes there. Yeah, okay. Suspension damaged. Yeah, man. I don't know, some things Something's. I think it's Discord. Let me hang on. I'm gonna close Discord here. I think Discord is really messing with my performance in game at the moment. With the game performance FPS wise is what I should have said. Not with my performance, which admittedly isn't looking amazing so far either, but yeah, I mean, this car is just it's stupid fast, this car. And on mud, obviously, yeah, it is all-wheel drive, but the grip levels are still gonna be much lower than it would be on tarmac, or I think on mud you even have less grip than on gravel in this game. Anyone know? Oh, come on. Yeah, of course, in real life mud is slippery as hell. This car is just so fast. A 52 split time there. Jesus. Oh no! Oh, I cut that one corner too aggressively, and then I lost control afterwards. I know that the sand road on Italy has less grip than dirt. Yeah, that, and also if you remember the if you remember the small island stage that we had in the 72 season. That had a small bit of sand at the coast there as well, and that was also extremely slippery, so... Yep, reset. Just a drift tap. That did slow me down, but still. Oh no. Yep, I'm losing control. There it goes. Yeah, the sand on the small island was like ice, indeed. Oh. Still hung on there. And what really scares me is that this car is, you know, has a worse power to weight ratio than most cars in the actual 1984 competition, and normally I consider this to be actually pretty drivable, and yet you see me struggling here. So it's gonna be a good one today. Yep. Man, I should have practiced this more the past couple of days. Why did it kinda... Did you see that there? The rear bounced up all of a sudden. Didn't do that on any of the other attempts so far. So let's just hope it doesn't do it again. Well, it did it mildly there, but alright. Nearly there. 137.0. Jesus, that's fast. Now I don't want to sound snobby here, but this is the best time I've ever gotten with any car here. I don't know if any of these cars are even gonna beat that here, but you know, they could. The Puma does have the advantage that it would that it has the sequential gearbox, so it's got faster shift times and less time off power when you shift. So that's definitely an advantage. But on the other hand, it's like 400 to 500 kilograms, actually 300 to 400 kilograms heavier than the cars here. So anyway, this is the PAC Raider. smooth out of that last corner. 139.9, still below 140. Very impressive. Very good. I think that's gonna be up there, to be brutally honest with you. Because this car felt very controllable all the way. Like, and the thing is, especially on a track like this, with the limited amount of grip you have here and with the tight corners, there is a point of diminishing returns when it comes to adding horsepower. So more power isn't really gonna help you that much on this track. So even though this is one of the less powerful cars in the field here, it doesn't really matter that much. It's still got enough. Next up, the Durandal, which I think did fairly well last time. By the way, if any of you guys have Amazon Prime, you can link that to your Twitch account, and you'll get Twitch Prime, which allows you to subscribe to one channel of your choice on Twitch for free every month. Oh, okay, that was a lot of understeer there. I should try using a handbrake there. Just a small tap of the handbrake got us round. It seems a little too stiff for this track. It gets really unsettled by the bumps. Should do well at Pikes Peak then. Ah, shit. Okay, made it round. There is definitely some understeer that I'm not expecting in this car. Because I don't remember complaining about understeer on the automation track with this. Oh no, yeah, that damaged the front suspension. Hey Zippy Newt, how's it going? Thanks for the follow, Zippy and Utes. Hope you're enjoying your time here on the stream, as I'm struggling. pedal now. There we go. Oh, scary. Oh, shit. Ah, no. I cut that corner too tight. Oh yeah, you can join my Discord if you want to participate in future challenges or chat to other community members here, some of which you can also chat to right now on the chat. See, the thing that throws me off with this car is that sometimes it understeers and then sometimes it doesn't. If it were the same every time, then at least I would be able to predict what's gonna happen. But it just doesn't seem like it's set up for this track. Still putting a respectable time here, I have to say, as far as the split times go. Probably as a result of this pretty damn good engine. Oh no. Okay, we're still gonna finish. 140.8. Still a good run, but not quite enough to catch the BAC, and it was actually behind the BAC at the split times as well. So I don't think the crash near the end mattered too much. I don't think I lost very much time there. Anyway, next up is going to be the Falcon. And this had a naturally aspirated flat plane V8, which did feel a little bit underpowering. Or underpowered, I should say. But again, here, on this track, power really isn't everything. You don't need that much of it. I think the sheer size of this car could come back and bite it. Because this track is quite narrow, and oftentimes when you're sideways like this, you're more likely to bump into something and damage the car than you are with a smaller car. Come on. 143.4. That's slowest so far, unfortunately. But we still got more cars to come, so I don't think it's gonna end up being the slowest overall. Because I think this is. Sorry, but... So this is the HOS Blitz, which looks awesome. However, at least in the last race, the performance didn't quite match up to how good it looks. Let's see if it does any better here. Yeah, you see, the first three gears are spaced so closely, and then as soon as you shift into fourth, it kind of dies. Yeah, suspension-wise, there's not much to complain about here. No real signs of understeer to worth pointing out, but this car's potential is let down by its transmission, by its gearing. Like third gear goes to like 80 something or just under 100 kilometers an hour, I think. And then because this car gets there pretty quickly with 370 horsepower, whatever it makes, then when you get into fourth gear, the engine just kind of dies because you're outside of the power band. The gearing is in fourth gear, and fifth gear is too long, so it takes forever to make any boost, and that's where the letdown was with that car. That's why it lost so much time. This, however, is the Legion Songbird, and it did very well on the automation track, and it's got a very aggressive front end. It's almost got turn-in oversteer, so... Whoa, okay. Like from the outside, this looks basically like a family wagon, but with a huge rear wing, but it doesn't feel like that at all. Sure, it's big, but it wants to turn so hard, like 137.1. Damn. Almost as fast as my 2020 car. Though keep in mind this car is about 300 kilograms lighter than the Puma was. However, still very, very impressive in time. It just turns so hard. It, like, there is no understeer or no vagueness in the turning whatsoever. It just it's basically the front end might as well be a go-kart. That's what separates the Legion Songbird from the other cars. Like the front end, the way it turns in, and the amount of speed it can carry through the corners as a result. That is what separates it, not necessarily the engine. At least here. Yeah, it's got the, I think, the second most powerful engine in the field. But here that doesn't matter that much because this track doesn't have many straights. This is the LLMC Golf. .7. Actually slower than I thought it was gonna be. It's actually behind the Falcon. I wasn't expecting that at all. Why is it like, if you were to ask me why it's so low down in the stack, I couldn't tell you. It doesn't feel slow in any conceivable way. Like the engine feels adequate, the turning is good. I don't know what places it so far down, but you know. So next up is going to be the Miranda Senator Coupe 45 Halcon Motorsports, whatever, 2.1 turbo. Insert another 68 words and then Evo at the end. in a straight line, this is probably the quickest car here, but because it makes the most power, 611 horsepower, I think. Oh, shit, yeah. But let me tell you, I think I don't know if having the most power actually does this particular car much good. It, like, basically whenever the turbo kicks in, and it's actually not as laggy as you might think, but as soon as that turbo goes, this thing is all over the place. Off throttle or in part throttle, this corners pretty damn well, but this is really a car where you need to tread carefully. Yeah, I mean, you just arrive at that point at such a ridiculous speed that I gotta start braking earlier. There we go. Oh no, oh yeah, I gotta go again. Like, that short straight there, this car picks up so much speed there that, yeah, I just gotta get used to braking earlier. Oh man, it got unsettled there. I gotta get used to braking earlier at that particular corner as well, because with this car anyway, but because if I brake at the usual point, you saw what happened. I basically fell off the cliff. Bad line there. Should have approached the corner further on the outside and then used the handbrake to turn inwards, as opposed to doing basically the opposite. Very nice through there. That's how you corner. .137.7, very, very good, but not quite caught up to the Legion Songbird. Really strong car. Pretty crazy, pretty terrifying to drive this thing, but very fast if you get it right. Okay, so this is the PR84 2.9 comp spec. Also naturally aspirated V8, but this does not feel underpowered at all. Very nice handling balance too. .139.2, very strong result there. And this proves once again that horsepower isn't everything here. So this is actually also a 350 horsepower car, and it's right behind the 611 horsepower Miranda that we just saw. But what this has going for it is obviously the benefits of being naturally aspirated, but this does feel like it has a much better power and torque band than a Falcon did, and so this still goes like stink, even though it is down on power compared to a lot of other cars. So does the Snow Leopard, however, and this has a 400 horsepower naturally aspirated engine, which is a Boxer 6 in this case. And I'm gonna remember to launch in second gear. And if I remember correctly, I did test this and a few other cars on the quarter mile, by the way, off camera. And if I remember correctly, this did like a 10.9. The Snow Leopard lost some of its stripes, but that's okay. Ah man, I'm gonna restart here. Just about got it round. Yeah, bad line through there. Did very well up until that point though. There, for some reason, it just understeers. Helped it out a little with the handbrake. Yeah, going too fast there. I should start braking before the bridge again with this car. And there's the understeer again. I don't know. My car does not like that bridge. I think no car really likes that bridge, to be fair. Come on. One time it understeers and then one time it... And then one time it turns beautifully in the same corner. How am I supposed to know what it's gonna do? Okay. Let's just put it this way, this is just a difficult track. And a fast car. Okay, now that was bad on my part. Shed some weight. See, that was great. Okay, there we go. $138.4. See, I think this car has a lot of potential. It's really like, I love this engine. This engine is just phenomenal, and the car also feels light. But what I would wish to have from this car is a more aggressive front end. So a more direct turning and a more predictable sort of quick turn. Nevertheless, it actually finished in third here. But this also means that the Legion Songbird does win again. The Miranda Senator comes second this time. Then in third we have the Snow Leopard, which is here. Then in fourth we're gonna have the PR84 Comspec. Then we have the PAC Raider. Then we have the Durandal, which actually came second last race. Then we have the Falcon VX7R in 7th place. Then the LLMC Golf in 8th place. And then in 9th and last place, the HOS Blitz GT Group B once again. You should have put this rear downforce on it to keep the back end a bit more loose. Instead I made something about this high strung as its namesake balance on a knife edge. I don't think the rear downforce is the problem, because for the most part we're not really going fast enough for that to make a big difference in on these courses. Maybe at some point during Pikes Peak, downforce, especially at the very first in the very first part before the first checkpoint, there the downforce might come into effect properly. But especially here, I don't think it plays that big of a role. I think what it could come down to is maybe more aggressive front camber, or just change up the tire widths a little bit, and then that would have also made it turn a little bit more aggressively. Still, this is good, but I feel like this would really have potential to get up there in the first and second places here. It generates 200 plus pounds of downforce. That's fine. I mean, Group B cars would have made that anyway. Probably more, in fact. Anyway, so we're done with this race for today. The Legion Songbird won yet again, and because we have a totally different car in second place today, the Miranda, which came 5th last time, and then the car that came second on the automation track is in 6th place this time. that means that the Legion Songbird has a pretty remarkable lead at the moment. So unless that car completely falls short of everything else next time, I think it's going to be pretty hard to beat the Legion Songbird overall. Yeah, you can't make changes to it now, but still, I really like the idea of the car, and I really like how I like the general build of it. Just if it had that little extra bite on the front, I think it could be very, very even more competitive than it is now. So that's all I'm saying. Anyway, thanks guys for tuning in. I will be ending the stream now. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again tomorrow with the third and final race on Pikes Peak with all of these cars yet again. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.